By taking this course, I've learned many ways to facilitate and inspire student creativity. Some of the different ways that I've learned how to do this is to make my students create Web 2.0 projects, concept maps, spreadsheets, PowerPoints, and also using mobile learning activities. This is a great way for students to take real-life situations and put them in ways that other students can understand, and also ways that they can use to study for the test. Students can use these different concepts to help aid in their thinking, planning, and creativity processes. For example, a student can use a spreadsheet to help with the planning process. Students can then use a concept map to help with the thinking process so they can lay out their presentation. Finally, students can use a PowerPoint in order to show their creativity. They could also choose a different way to show their creativity by using any of the lecture captures that we learned. I cannot wait to share what I've learned in this class with students and fellow colleagues in the future. This is a great experience, and I've learned so many different tools to use in my classroom to spread my students' creativity and learning processes. This class has more than prepared me for how to design and incorporate digital learning experiences and assignments into the classroom. All the assignments and projects that we worked on during this class period were great introductions to how to use technology in my own classroom in the future. By knowing how to create and use these different forms of technology, I can incorporate the different learning styles of my students in with the way that I make my assignments. For example, if a child is an auditory learner, I can have an audio capture where they can hear all of my lectures and lessons and have them on repeat on their iPhone or iPod. If a child is a visual learner, I can create a PowerPoint or spreadsheet so that they can look back at the information and study for the upcoming test. Also, by incorporating these different digital learning experiences and assignments, the students will have so many different chances to choose which technology choice is best for them. Like I said, not every student's learning style is the same. So for some students who are audio or visual learners, they can have their choice of how they want to learn. This class did a great job in preparing me for the model digital age work and learning activities. The biggest way that this class helped was by creating a WebQuest and also a Weebly account. With both of these accounts in the future, I can show my parents and students what we'll be doing the upcoming school year in my classroom. It's also a great way for me to put out information that parents can look at daily or even on a weekly basis to know what will be going on in the classroom. Another positive thing about using websites is that you can get activities out to the community. This is a great way for you to get news and things that are going on in your school out to different parents and also people that just want to come by and support. Communication is a very key element in running a classroom. Being able to communicate with parents through a classroom website is not only professional but organized. Another great thing about having this technology is that parents and students can locate, analyze, and evaluate the different things that go on in the classroom during the year. This class has really heightened my awareness about digital citizenship and responsibility in the classroom. It's very important that as a teacher, I stress to my students that it is very important to keep their ethical values as they use technology in the classroom. Anytime that my students complete an assignment, they must be required to put the resources on a works cited page at the end of the assignment. This not only helps the student know where they got their information from and help me validate their information, but it also gives the people credit that came up with the information for the students to use. In everyday life, we should be professional and use our ethical values. Even if we're using it for a project at school, they still apply. As a teacher, I will teach my students the safe and legal use of digital information in the classroom. Plagiarism is very important and should not be taken lightly. Also, students should be aware of the copyrights that are on each of the websites or technology sites that they use. Also, while doing this assignment, I will keep in mind that my students have different learning skills and abilities. I will make sure that the technology goes along with each child's learning skill so it's custom to their learning plans and needs. For some of my students that do not have technology in the home, I will be sure that they have the chance to use technology during the day in my classroom. Technology is a very important part of growing and learning in the educational system. All throughout a student's educational career, they will be using technology, be expected to cite the sources, and be expected to know the plagiarism and copyright laws. As a teacher, it's my responsibility to teach the students this so that in the future they will have no misunderstandings and no problems completing their assignments. This class has contributed to my professional growth and leadership skills in the classroom. By completing 5 hours of observation time in the classroom that my instructor provided for me, I learned so many different things and different ways to use technology in the classroom. By going 3 different times and seeing 3 different lessons, it was a great experience to see that learning can be educational and fun at the same time. While in the classroom, I had the chance to experience using a Promethean board. With a Promethean board, I could write on a website page that the students were working on their own laptop. It was a great way for me to be interactive with the students, and they could see exactly what I was talking about as I could underline directions, words, and answers for them to see. I have grown in my leadership skills by talking with different teachers at Alamo City School about different techniques and different ways to use technology in the classroom. While talking with teachers there, I learned that they had to use a Weebly account to start off their year in the classroom. They explained to me that this is a way that parents and students could get on the website and see the plans that they had for the classroom. I was very excited about this because in our IDT class, I also had to create a Weebly account. One of the teachers explained that she had no idea how to use the Weebly, and she wanted me to help her use it. I thought this was a great way for me to show my leadership skills and also contribute to her use and learning of technology. I experienced my growth of technology while talking with Miss Deming as she shared about her technology trials and errors in her classroom. She explained the different websites that worked and the ones that didn't work. It's great to know that you can have a partner teacher that you can go back to and get advice from in the future. I'm so excited to know that I have grown and learned different ways to use technology in the classroom. I cannot wait to use everything that I've learned in my IDT 3600 class. All of the websites that we have used have been bookmarked so that I can know where to go back to get information and use different tools in my classroom. Everything that I've learned will make me a better teacher and also a more effective teacher. Knowing that my students have different learning styles and also learning these different ways of teaching and getting my lesson across is a great thing to know. It's great to know that I can reach students, auditory or visual, and they'll be able to understand the material.